Hi guys, I know I've been gone for ages, haven't exactly done I know I haven't exactly done many videos, but I just thought I'd do my ACL experience and kind of do like a little story time about from where I was and then to now. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into the video. So the start, I remember when I was first going in to the actual hospital, and I was really nervous because obviously I haven't got like family around me except from Georgia, and I was just so nervous, like thinking, oh my god, I can't believe it didn't really feel real until I actually walked in to the hospital, even though they were like, you've definitely done ACL and more, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But walking in, they were all really nice, like they were actually so friendly. But the thing is, so I'm going to link some photos and like add them in, even if I look ridiculous. They gave me like a scrub hat, obviously a top, and then bottoms I had to change into. And then they linked up, I think they linked like, you know, like sleeping medication or stuff like that. Linked that up into my arm, so obviously I had to have an injection, and that actually, like, I hate needles, so like I had to, like, I was really like speaking to the nurse, or I don't know who I speak to, either like the people who went with me or the nurse. I was like really talkative like when that was happening, because I was like, I need to be distracted. And I kind of asked them, okay, they were like, are you ready? And then in the video I was like, no, I'm not ready. They made me write on my left leg. They made me write on my leg with a pen to tell him, like, make sure that it was the right leg, I suppose. And then I remember literally walking into the room and obviously leaving all my friends behind and saying bye and whatever, and then walking in there, and there was like this table. It was like, you know, like, not a horror movie, but like, it was like a long table, and it had obviously one, can't even, it had like an armrest, which is like sticking out like that. So imagine I'm laying down, my left arm would be like this, and then my body would be like laying back, and they'd obviously, where they were injecting me with like the medication to like knock me out, they had like my arm straight. So I found that really weird. And I actually remember seeing all the tools on the table, which I don't know if they were meant to show me the tools before I knocked out, but I actually have no clue. But normally, before I asked my mate who also done her ACL, I asked her what did they do, and she said, oh, they gave me a gas mask. They gave her like a gas mask, yeah, to put over her face. Just a mask, oxygen mask, to like put over her face, which they fed like they put through like the sleeping gas into there, so she would breathe it in and out. And I thought, oh, okay, that'll be like fine. But then all I remember is them going to me. I think they linked me up, and then they were like, just lay down for me. And I remember laying down, and that is it. Like, I do not remember anything else. I don't remember them telling me I'm gonna get drowsy. Like, honestly, I literally just knocked out. Like, the drugs they gave me obviously was just hit my body more than anything. So I don't remember much. I just remember them laying me down, and then they were like, oh, just lay back. So I laid back, put my arm there, and then I do not remember anything else. I don't even remember waking up. And I've got one of my mates videoed like the whole thing.
She can't see. I was in there the whole time. Yeah. You were so cute. You were asleep. Wait a second.
Well, we'll see if we can get him in there after I give you some medicine, okay? Now, I've got a couple of days. Her knee may swell a little bit, so a good rule of thumb is if you can get 2 fingers under the straps,
Yeah.
that's okay. If you can't get 2 fingers under it, you just have to tighten it.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to loosen it and then just tighten it over your fingers.
Yeah.
Okay?
I was like, I don't remember talking to you. I don't even remember when they came in, and they gave me like biscuits and I don't know what I think it was lemonade, but honestly it was the best lemonade I've ever had in my life. I don't know if it was because I was still literally on all the drugs that they've been giving me. I start to remember when I was in the car, so they've all literally, in all these videos I have, they're literally all talking to me, having full conversations with me, they're moving me around, and the only bit I remember is getting into the car, and that's only subtle. I think I fell asleep in the car, so I didn't actually feel, even though in the videos I'm saying, oh, it really hurts, I'm in pain, I don't actually remember being in pain, so that's kind of weird to me. But then as soon as, I think it's like, I think it was the next day I started to feel it, or the next 2 days I started to feel the actual pain. And obviously I was a bit more aware of what's around me and stuff like that, because obviously when it starts wearing off, they like give you the subscribed medication that they give you. I think I had like 10 really strong pills that would kind of relax me more and just block all the pain out. And I remember being in so much pain. Like, it is painful. Like, it is such a pain. Like, even moving around was painful. Like, imagine like getting onto the bed, getting off the bed. I had to use my arms, push my arms down, and literally like lift myself. But then as I lift myself, I'm moving my leg also. So that was painful. That they got my ACL. They made my ACL out of my hamstring graft. So sitting on the toilet was actually very painful, because obviously I'm leaning on the back of my leg, and so I actually had a few people help me to the toilet, and they would actually hold my leg up, so instead of like just letting the leg drop where I couldn't bend it at all, like it was straight, I could not bend it, I had them hold my leg straight while I was on the loo, so great people to help me out. So that was like a struggle. Like, even in the middle of the night, I couldn't do anything. Like, I was literally bedbound. And even like the shower, like there was like this tiny, like, you know, shower, like normal showers in colleges or whatever. There's like a tiny step just to stop all the water and stuff like that. I could not even drag my leg up. Like, I needed help to get my leg over. But then also it's very slippery. So I had to have, like, I had to have someone once or twice just help me in the shower. Like, I'm butt naked, and they had to help me in the shower to make sure that I didn't slip. And obviously I was still on a big dose of like antibiotics and stuff like that. So I wasn't really all there still, and I was very weak, and I would get really like dizzy really easily. So yeah, all of that was just manic. I literally couldn't do anything. Like, if I wanted something over there, I had to be like, could you get that for me? Even getting dressed was painful. Like, putting shorts over my leg, I had to have someone help, because I had to put it kind of on the floor, then slowly go onto my tiptoes with my right leg to get it over my bad leg, and then I had to lean on something with my arm strength, which I have none at all, and then put it over. It was just like, the things that you daily do, you wouldn't think, oh, I would never struggle with that. Like, oh, that's like, people take it for granted how much we can actually do. Like, just putting clothes on and socks on and just being able to wee by yourself is like a thing I do not take for granted no more. But like, I think the experience, even though it's a bad thing, I think the experience made me like a lot stronger, and a lot kind of, I appreciate a lot more things than I used to. It's like when people get a cold and they're like, oh man, I really wish I had like a clear nose or stuff like that. It's just a bit like that, but like obviously a bit more extreme. And I think I had like a very good friend of mine helped me through it all. Like, she was there from like 4 a.m. when I was crying, because obviously I'd wake up where the antibiotics would have kind of wore off, the pain would start to like really get going and hurt. And obviously I had my leg elevated with like a little pillow thing they gave me, and that really did help. But like, I would literally wake up screaming, crying, because I would be in so much pain, and obviously I can't move, and plus I had to sleep on my back. I couldn't like roll, bend over, like nothing. I couldn't like bend my leg over and stuff like that. So I had a mate, and she was literally did it all. Like, I wake up screaming and crying, she'd like make sure I would be like, be comfy, take me to the toilet. She would keep time of, because obviously me being not really there, I wasn't really keeping track on. It was, I think it's like every 4 hours I could take 4 hours or more, I can't remember, but she would literally be on top of that. Like, if I would be crying at midnight, she would have like written down, or just in memory, when I last took my other tablet. So she really helped with everything. I don't think I could have done it without her, like, honestly. But yeah, that was like this. Always the start is very hard. I found like I was demotivated. I wasn't really like, oh yeah, like I wasn't happy. I was just like, oh, I miss football, can't do anything, can't play, struggle with daily things that other people who aren't injured can literally just do, just like that. So I did find that my motivation kind of went down. I kind of was just like, obviously crying and in pain, and I was like, oh, I'm never getting anywhere. Then I started to do a bit of exercising. So the physios that we have at the college were really helpful. She was like, right, we've got to get into it straight away. And I was like, oh, like, I was a bit like, oh, why is she just making me do it straight away? But now I see, like, that's why, like, when you do have an injury like that, you have to get working on it straight away. Otherwise you don't want the muscle and like you don't want your leg to literally stay and get frozen like in a certain position, because it's going to be even harder to bend it. Like, the key for this was getting my muscle, because my muscle went, like, it was gone. And obviously it's easier to lose muscle than actually gain muscle. So even now I haven't got the muscle that I had back, but I'm literally working on it. So at the start of like getting back, and kind of at the very start, the first steps were using the crutches. Like, even getting up the stairs was literally before any exercise, because I literally had to kind of trust my left leg, because it's stronger than my right ACL, but it's just like the pain, obviously trusting, and it's like mental too. And so I kind of had to get all that back. It took me like, kid you not, like 20 minutes to get up two flights of stairs, and like that would have taken me like 2 seconds to just walk up them like normally. So I had to like get the crutches, and obviously Americans, they have like really weird crutches, like the ones that go underneath your arm, and I have no balance and I do not trust myself, so I was literally the slowest you can imagine on the stairs. Then I started with the simple ones, like starting to bend my legs. So I would lay on the like massage chair, and I'd have both of my legs straight, and I'd have to bend my leg, and I'd have to like the aim of this would to be like bend it to like over time get back to how I could. So obviously you can see I can bend it quite a lot now, but it was literally like I couldn't bend it at all. And so that was kind of, I had to do like 10 sets of them. Then I would have to do like 10 sets of tensing the muscle, because obviously there was no muscle there at all. So I had to kind of get that back and get used to using the muscle again. So I had to like tense it 10 times, and then I'd be like on ice, so I'd ice it, because obviously the swelling was big time. So I had to ice it, and then obviously they had like I forgot what it's called. It's like you hook up to a machine and it does your muscle for you. I can't remember what it's called now, but hooked me onto that. That really helped. So they were like the slow things. Then the other progress was like obviously bending my leg was throughout it all. Like I even do it now. So if like, I don't know with everyone else who's done that ACL, meniscus and LCL, but even now it still gets stiff. Like it's not 100% still, but I don't think I'm ever going to have that flexibility back as I did, and that's okay, because from where I was then, thinking about when I was then, from where I am now, like, I appreciate it so much. Like, I couldn't run, I couldn't walk.
So yeah, as
I
I was
literally could
saying,
barely
like,
bend
my
my
mental
knee.
wasn't
Wasn't there. I felt I wasn't progressing. But like now I think of it now, I can run, I can jog. Like, it's just about pushing yourself. Like, when you're at that state, you've really got to keep your mental, you've got to keep positive. And at the start it is going to be slow. Like, I only started with learn how to walk up the stairs. Like, that wasn't even like actually doing like bending or anything like that yet. And then I progressed to bending and getting the balance back, gaining muscle, and then after a while I progressed to actually like using the gym and weight machines. And I used weights for a while, like ankle weights for a while, lifting literally on my back, straightening my leg, lifting it up and down, just to get that quad working again. And it's just simple things like that. And I just always think, like, my motivation now is like, okay, I'm back in football, like, I'm kicking a ball around now. I'm not tackling, no contact still. I would be in contact, but just because of obviously the pandemic and the corona and stuff like that, I had to come back home. I think it's like 2 months earlier. 2 months earlier than I should have, so I didn't actually get any physio. But now, obviously, things are kind of released a bit. I can now get physio, and like, I've started training. I'm doing really well. Like, even just getting past the ball, that weight, I find that I'm actually better on my left leg now. Like, I'm actually quite skillful with my left, use the outside and stuff. Before that, when I didn't even use that leg, I think it's because I rely on my left leg a lot more now. Like, obviously I lean with my right and then control it with my left sometimes. So it's actually like positives out of it. I've grown stronger. I've actually experienced an ACL injury, and like the progress of from the start and how hard it can actually be for a player to just get out like that. Like, the pain and the mental from playing football every day to no football for like 9 months. I think the normal recovery is after 9 months I should be able to be back normal. And obviously I think I've had like 10 months now, so I'm a bit behind, but I've actually started like training, running. Like, it feels so good to just run in general, be able to just sleep normally, like the normal things, getting changed, having a shower, going to the loo without being in pain. It's just like the things that I wouldn't normally think, oh yeah, that's just something that you normally would have. And it's like, no one actually knows until you've actually been that injured. No one actually knows the things you go through. Like, it's alright if someone goes, oh, you'll be fine, like, oh, hope you recover. Like, no one knows the pain, the strain. So yeah, I thought I would just kind of a little bit of a story time from what I went through with the ACL injury, because a lot of people don't actually like see what it's like, and I will obviously link videos in. But yeah, that's the end of my video. Bye.
I feel so tired.